Do you wonder where your food comes from? More and more people do. America's corn farmers work hard every day to grow a crop that you can be proud to serve your family. And they're doing it with an eye toward sustainability, caring for water, air, soil, and resources that fuel healthy families and more sustainable products. Take a look to find out how farmers in rural America work to make life better for all of us, from cities to their rural communities. Learn more at ncga.com. NCGA, a commitment to the future.
Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely. Gunsmoke.
This is classic radio theater.
James Stewart as the six-shooter. Have gun. Will travel.
Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger.
Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
Western Adventure, John Dehner, starring as J.D. Kendall, the Frontier Gentleman, from July 20th, 1958.
In Laramie, Wyoming Territory, I met a square-jawed sheriff named Will Harper and his slack-jawed deputy named Clem. I also lost $20.
Frontier Gentlemen. Herewith an Englishman's account of life and death in the West. As a reporter for the London Times, he writes his colorful and unusual stories. But as a man with a gun, he lives and becomes a part of the violent years in the new territories. Now, starring John Dehner, this is the story of J.B. Kendall, Frontier Gentleman.
I had taken the stagecoach from Dry Creek and was on my way back to Cheyenne. Beside myself, there were two other passengers. One, a gaunt, stern-faced man named Barnaby, who spent most of his waking hours reading from the Bible. The other, Thad Clark, a miner who, having made a modest fortune, was on his way to his home in Illinois. It was late afternoon, the stage lurching along the well-worn road a few miles to the west of Laramie.
I tell you, fellas, I'm going to order me a dozen fresh eggs and all the fancy fluff duffs they got in the best eating place in Laramie.
A man should not be a slave to his stomach.
Well, it ain't exactly I'm a slave, Mr. Barnaby. But I sure won't mind pampering it for a while. If you'd eaten as much jerky and drunk as much brown gargle as I have, you'd go along with me.
I'd go along, Mr. Clark. Once for 2 months, I had to live on nothing but dried fish and rice. It was in India.
A heathen land.
I got a hankering to do some traveling. Might be I'll take a trip out there, China, India. I got me enough gold dust in that little box to do a lot of things like that.
The love of money is the root of all evil.
Well, if it is, I'm sure going to find out when we hit land.
What is it? What's the matter?
Riders blocking the road.
Now, don't get scared, folks. Just a hold-up.
Hold up?
Yeah, if you got guns, keep them where they are. There's too many of them to put up a fight.
My gold. Listen, I worked 3 years for that. Let's shoot it out. What do you say, Kendall? You got a gun?
Look out the window. 5, 6 of them. Odds are against us, I'm afraid. They were on horseback, their faces completely masked, cradling rifles and shotguns in their arms. 2 of them remained in front of the coach. 3 more took up positions to either side and behind. The 6th man, who appeared to be the leader, called to us to get out. Our driver nonchalantly climbed down from his seat and began to roll a cigarette. The miner Clark stood next to me, right hand clenched, hovering over his gun butt.
You, mister, and you.
Do you mean me?
No, the tall fella and the other one. Unbuckle your gun belts and drop them. No need for anyone to get hurt.
I'm a poor man. I have no worldly goods.
Sorry to hear that, brother. You a preacher?
No.
That's too bad. I never rob a sky pilot. Just empty out your pockets, all of you. Driver?
Yeah.
What you carrying?
Nothing much.
Well, we'll take a look-see. Jed, Frank, keep them covered. CD, you help me search them.
All right.
Driver, climb up there and throw down the boxes.
Sure. All right, gents. Nice and quiet. Let me tell your kids all about it.
It's kind of a puny wallet.
Don't take that. It's all I have.
30, 40, $50. Well, now you ain't got any worldly goods for sure, friend. What about him, CD?
$2 is all.
You take a look in the coach.
All right.
Driver, climb down, open up them boxes.
Sure.
All right, now you, mister.
Here. You won't find much.
Well, it's a right handsome-looking watch you got there.
I like it.
Take it off.
No.
Come on now, take it off.
It has a great sentimental value to me. It can't be worth more than a few dollars to you.
It all adds up, mister. Take it off.
No.
You figure it's worth your life?
In a way.
Hey, look here what I found.
Who belongs to this?
It's mine. Guess ain't no use asking you to leave it be.
That's a fact. It sure breaks my heart the way you river snipers have to sweat to get that much dust. Give him back a sack of it, CD, and see what's in them other boxes.
Here you are, Potter. Enough for grub stuff.
Now, about that watch.
Is it worth killing me for it?
Mister, that's a plumb low-code question. I plugged a fella once over a chaw of tobacco. What's your name?
Kendall.
I like to meet a man with guts. All right, you keep that watch, Kendall. It's a present.
At the breeze, boys. There's riders coming up the road.
So long, fellas.
Clark, pick up your gun.
Hey, you got one. You got him.
The wounded man clung to his saddle for a few yards, then toppled over, fell to the ground and was still. The others disappeared in a cloud of dust along the road to the west. A moment or two later, a group of horsemen rode up. They were led by an exceedingly tall man wearing a large and rather ornate badge.
Which way did they go?
Hey, they went that way.
Hey, Kendall here got one. He's lying right over the
I
arm.
have. You must get it back.
Clem, you and the boys get after him.
We'll do that, Sheriff.
You recognize any of them, driver?
No. Must be new around here, Sheriff. I never did see him before. I figure I've been held up by most of the hold-up men in the territory.
All right, let's take a look at that fella you shot. Lucky for you gents we came along.
Very lucky.
Sure hope your boys catch up with him.
Don't worry, we'll get him. Well, that's the last roundup for this outlaw. Plop him through the head. Nice shooting, mister. Well, let's get that mask off. Any of you ever see him before?
I told you I never did.
No.
No papers. I didn't think there would be. Well, I guess you gents can go on your way. I'd be obliged if you'll stop by my office in Laramie and make out a report of what was taken. Name's Harper. Will Harper.
Hey, you're new in Laramie, ain't you, Sheriff?
Yeah, just took over last month. Aim to do some cleaning up. You got no worries. We'll have your valuables back by tonight.
The sheriff followed his posse. We went on to Laramie. On our arrival, Mr. Barnaby went off with a severe-looking woman whom I assumed to be his wife. Thad Clark was kind enough to take me to dinner. Afterwards, we walked down to the sheriff's office. He sat behind his desk, powerful, square-jawed, steely-eyed, the picture of an iron-nerved man of the law. At a smaller desk, his discreet deputy was filling out some papers. Harper looked up as we came in, nodded briskly.
Evening, gents. Sit down, sit down. Clem, fetch another chair.
Yes, sir, Mr. Harper. You caught those fellas, huh?
We trailed them all right. Mix-up coming.
Thank you. I gather that you didn't catch them?
Well, like I say, we know where they are, just a matter of time. My deputy here, Clem, he's making out the report right now. I better get back to it, Clem.
Yes, sir, Mr. Harper.
Now, you want to give me a list of what was stolen?
Not much of a list, Sheriff. Just 10 sacks of gold dust, about $5,000.
You get that, Clem?
I sure did, sir.
And Kendall's the name, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. $20 in my wallet.
Kendall. Say, aren't you that English newspaper fellow I heard about back in Cheyenne?
I'm an English newspaper man, yes.
Well, I'm proud, mighty proud. I reckon you'll be writing all this up for your paper.
I imagine I will.
Good. And you'll get a chance to see how we take care of bad men in Laramie. Things are going to be different around here. I'd admire to have you stick around, Kendall. We got new methods, scientific, like they've been using in the East.
That's fine, but what about my gold? Those hold-up boys must be in Colorado by now.
You hear that, Clem?
I sure did, Sheriff. That's a funny one, mighty funny.
I'll tell you where they are, gents. Right this minute I can put my finger on them. But I'm going to wait for morning. They're holed up in the Centennial Mine diggings about 30 miles west of here. That's where we trailed them, isn't it, Clem?
That's the place, sir. We got 4 men watching right this minute.
Kendall, how'd you like to ride out with me in the morning and watch us pull in a bunch of outlaws?
It'd be very interesting, Sheriff.
Oh, this will be just about the most important story you've ever written. And I'll be glad to help you make your name, Kendall.
Well, that's awfully kind of you.
Sheriff! Sheriff! I seen one of them. Maybe 2, maybe all of them.
Now, easy, partner. Easy.
I tell you, they're down at Lazy Kate's saloon. Them same fellers did the hold-up this afternoon.
No, driver, it can't be. We know where they are.
We sure do, mister. Up in Centennial.
And they came back to Laramie. I recognize the voices.
Now, voices can fool you, take my word. We got 'em boxed in 30 miles west.
It's them. I swear I can pick 'em out even without the masks.
Do you think it might be an idea to go down and have a look, Sheriff? Just in case.
Man's an almighty fool not to follow lead.
You want I should take the scatter guns, Mr. Harper?
Don't see there'll be a need, Clem. If it's them, which I know it isn't, the old peacemakers will do our talking.
Yes, sir.
Driver, you come and point out your suspects. Clark, you better stay put.
All right with me. Just get that gold dust back. That's all I want.
Say, I'd rather like to come along, too, if you don't mind, Sheriff.
You may be a greenhorn, Kendall, but you got guts. Let's go.
In a moment, we return to Frontier Gentlemen.
July 20th, 1958. Frontier Gentlemen on Classic Radio Theater.
You know, if you feel like you're stuck with a healthcare plan that isn't affordable or you simply don't like it, right now is a great time to switch to MediShare. The typical family saves $500 a month when they join MediShare, and what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate compared to the typical health insurance plan. That's double. So you get a massive network of providers to choose from. You get telehealth services, and MediShare is the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. It's been around for more than 25 years, shared more than $4 billion in healthcare bills. Here's why now really is the time to make the switch, too. You can start saving each month, which is huge, but right now, they'll waive your joining fee. So you'll save another $170 right off the bat. But again, it's a limited time offer. You got to call now. And it only takes 2 minutes to find out how much you'd save by switching. Here's the number, 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE, 833-34-BIBLE.
Classic Radio Theater friends, my feet always hurt. They really do. And if your feet hurt, can I make a suggestion to try Mike Lindell's My slippers. They are probably the most comfortable things I've had on my feet in years. But they're more than just a bedroom slipper, an indoor-outdoor slipper with 3-tiered cushioning system that combines 2 layers of this foam with a patented impact gel to keep you from ever wanting to take them off. They're beautifully finished with leather, suede, faux fur linings, indoor-outdoor, so you can wear them anywhere. And Mike guarantees these will be the most comfortable things you'll ever put on your feet, or you'll get your money back. 60-day money-back guarantee, 1-year limited warranty. You can save 40% when you go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener square, use my promo code USA, or call 1-800-951-8175. Mike Lindell's My Slippers will be the best thing you ever put on your feet, or you'll get your money back.
When thinking about life insurance, my accident reinforced you never know what tomorrow might bring. That's why I reached out to AccuQuote. AccuQuote helps people find a life insurance policy that meets their needs. Since 1986, they've helped millions of folks save up to 60% on their life insurance by comparing the rates and features of dozens of top-rated life insurance products. A healthy 50-year-old non-smoker can buy $500,000 of 10-year level term for less than $45 a month. A 60-year-old under $120 a month. Longer or permanent terms are available. Even if you already own life insurance, you really need to check out my friends at AccuQuote. Don't worry about health issues. Remember, they help me. As a pastor, I'm concerned about your soul and helping you to make sure your family is taken care of. Life insurance is more affordable now than ever, so don't make them wish you'd made that call. 877-437-4781. Call now, 877-437-4781. 877-437-4781.
Rates, policy forms, and availability vary by state.
Peacock is streaming your favorite shows, movies, live sports, breaking news, exclusive originals, and every live WWE pay-per-view. It's The Office, Chris Lee Knows Best, and Peacock original shows like Punky Brewster. Peacock, watch for free, upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com.
And you're listening to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Frontier Gentleman, starring John Dehner, July 20th, 1958.
For the second time that day, I had been apprised of the fact that my guts were organs of some consequence, once by an outlaw who had stolen my wallet and its contents, and again by an outsized sheriff who wore a diamond-studded badge and carried 2 tremendous guns low on his hips. The 4 of us walked down the street, Sheriff Harper, his deputy, whom I only knew as Clem, the stagecoach driver, and myself. We arrived at the Lazy Kate Saloon. It was fairly well crowded, but almost immediately the driver spotted the men in question and pointed them out to us. 2 of them, their backs to us, standing at the bar.
These are the ones. Maybe the other fellas alongside, too. I never did get a good look at them.
All right. You better stay here, driver. Kendall, you stay behind Clem and me. If you think you recognize the voices, just sing out.
You bet I will, Sheriff.
Let's go, Clem.
Take that Schofield Smith & Wesson. I don't say she can't do the job, but I'll ride along with old Colt 44.
Now that's for sure. That there's one sweet piece of artillery.
I beg your pardon, gentlemen. What? Haven't we met before?
You talking to me, mister?
That's right.
This the man, Kendall?
It's his voice. Looks like him. The other chap's the one he called C.D.
Oh, Sheriff, is there something wrong?
What's your name, mister?
Fred Cole.
You?
Sylvester. Noah Sylvester.
Who are these other boys?
Who, them? I don't know. I never saw them before tonight.
All right, keep your hands on the bar, gents.
Sheriff, we supposed to have done something?
A slight matter of a hold-up this afternoon.
Hold up? Us?
Search him, Clem. Watch out for a belly gun.
Yes, sir, Mr. Harper.
But, mister, you got the wrong man. Me and Noah, we ain't no leather slap.
No.
Shucks, I don't even carry a gun.
Me neither.
They're clean, Sheriff.
Sure, we're clean. You got us mistook for 2 other fellas, mister.
I don't think so.
I'm taking you both in. The stagecoach driver identified you as well. If it's a mistake, you got nothing to worry about. If it isn't, there'll be empty saddles for you in the misty beyond. Let's go.
We took them back to the sheriff's office, and they were locked up, protesting rather mildly and seemingly quite unworried. I could see that their manner had a profound effect on Harper. He must have felt that in my eyes his reputation was at stake. unequivocally. He had stated that the hold-up men were trapped 30 miles away in the mine shafts of Centennial. Now, 3 of the victims had identified the ringleaders under his very nose in Laramie. He must have found it rather awkward, because after an hour or so of questioning, he faced Clark, the driver, and me, and said,
Gentlemen, I've questioned those boys in there for better than an hour. I reckon I know men as well as the next man, maybe some better. And I'll say here and now that those fellas are innocent.
They're not.
Sheriff,
Listen,
they
I
got
know those
you
voices
buffalo.
anywhere.
I know how you feel, but in the morning when we bring the outlaws in, you'll thank me. And you won't have it on your conscience that 2 innocent cowpunchers were unjustly locked up.
In other words, you're going to release these men?
Well, that's about the size of it, Kendall.
In spite of the fact that all 3 of us know their voices, we couldn't all be wrong. Even so, you're going to let them go?
Well, now, Kendall, this is a matter of law. They got nothing on them, shows they took any of your valuables. You identify a voice, but not a face, and that isn't going to stand up in court. Besides, there isn't much I don't know when it comes to following signs.
That sure is so. Sheriff used to be a scout for Colonel Custer.
Those hold-up men never double back to Laramie. You can take my word for it.
Would there be any harm in holding these chaps at least until you bring in the others in the morning?
Well,
at least on suspicion.
Kendall, I wouldn't want you writing in your paper that the sheriff of Laramie took the law in his own hands. I've got a mighty big job to do in this town, mighty big.
You're worrying about your job in his newspaper. I'm worrying about my $5,000 they robbed off me.
Well, I guess I could hold them till morning. I could do that.
That's all we want.
You know, ever since I seen that big fella without his mask, I got a feeling.
What sort of a feeling, driver? Incidentally, what is your name?
Driver? Elwood Driver. Kind of gets you, don't it? Me being a stagecoach driver and all. Driver! Well, anyways, about that feller, I keep thinking maybe I seen him somewhere.
Where?
I don't know.
Hey, Sheriff.
Yeah? What do you want, Cole?
Me and Sylvester, we was wondering, how about some grub?
Sure. Clem, go across the eatery and get them to rustle up some grub for the boys.
Sure will, Mr. Harper. I guess I'll check in at a hotel and get some shut-eye. You can share my room if you want, Kendall.
Well, thank you. As a matter of fact, I was...
Sheriff.
Yeah?
Well, me and Sylvester, we just thought of something. Maybe we can prove that we ain't the fellers you're looking for.
All right, cool. Speak your piece.
Well, now, these fellers, they say they was held up about 10 miles outside of Laramie.
That's right.
And what time?
6-ish?
Yeah, what I tell you, Fred.
Yeah. Well, now, Sylvester, he remembers there's folks who could tell you we was right here in Laramie all afternoon and about 6-ish. Now, if that's so, we couldn't be in 2 places at once, could we?
That's for sure. Now, that's for sure. You'll have to admit that, Sheriff.
Well, who are your witnesses, boys?
3 fellows down to the Sherman Hotel. We was playing billiards, drinking beer with them. I don't recollect their last names. See, there was a Jim...
Jim Hankers.
Jim
Hankers, that
Hankers,
was.
yeah.
And then Zach.
And Zach and a brother of his, Jake.
That's right.
You go ask for them, Sheriff. They'll tell you.
Well, you'll find I'm a fair man, boys. If you're telling the truth, I'll be fair with you.
I knew you'd give us a square deal, Sheriff.
It's quite convenient, isn't it?
What?
Those 3 witnesses popping up?
Might be so, Kendall. Man's innocent till proved guilty. That's the law.
Yeah, but there was 6 of them in the holdup. Kendall plugged 1.
That leaves 5. 2 you got in there, the other 3 down the Sherman Hotel.
My thoughts exactly.
You just saying that 5 outlaws doubled back on me? You reckon I lost the trail of 5 men? You reckon they'd all be fool enough to come into Laramie after a daylight holdup?
They might be smart enough to.
Mr. Kendall, that's a mighty big paper you write for. And I guess you do a real fine job. But you're no lawman.
It's not
I've been patient with you, gents, because I felt sorry for you. But I'm the sheriff of Laramie, and from here on in, I'm going to have to run things my way.
Sheriff, it's...
Soon as Clem gets back, I'm walking down to the Sherman.
July 20th, 1958, The Frontier Gentleman on Classic Radio Theater.
Looking for a way to make online learning a better option for your family? When it comes to virtual learning, experience matters. Tuition-free K-12 powered schools are ready to put over 20 years of experience to work for you, giving your child the personalized learning they deserve without disruptions. With a K-12 powered school, students gain the skills they need to be prepared for their next steps in life, building a better future for each one of us. K-12, education for anyone. Learn more at k12.com.
Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
Classic Radio Theater friends and family, you've heard me talking about the MyPillow Premium Pillow Special, which continues now. At least at the moment, you go and click on the Radio Listener Square and use my promo code USA, and you'll get a MyPillow Premium Pillow at $60 off, $29.95 for standard or queen size kings, or $5 more. But let me tell you just a moment about what I enjoy. When I lay down on my bed, it takes me next to no time to go to sleep. And that's because I have a MyPillow not just for my head, but for the rest of my body, with my MyPillow mattress topper. You know, why spend thousands of dollars for a brand new mattress when just for a fraction of that, you can get a MyPillow mattress topper? It's an exclusive 3-layer design with a layer of MyPillow foam for support, a layer of transitional foam to help relieve pressure points, and an ultra-soft patented temperature-relieving cover. 10-year warranty, cover that's washable and dryable, made in the USA. It is backed by Mike's 60-day money-back guarantee. You don't like it, send it back, you get your money back. You can save 30% when you use my promo code USA or call 1-800-951-8175, and Mike will give you 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free. That's promo code USA or call 1-800-951-8175. Use my promo code USA. That promo code will save you up to 66% on the entire line of MyPillow products. Easiest thing, go to MyPillow.com, click on the Radio Listener Square, use my promo code USA. That's the best way to get a great deal of savings on MyPillow products.
These are the better days of love.
Come feel the rush again at Busch Gardens and Water Country USA. Stay late for all new weekend concerts, nightly fireworks, and coasters in the dark. Plus, enjoy all the fun of Virginia's largest water park. It all tastes better with the refreshing taste of ice-cold Coca-Cola. At Busch Gardens and Water Country USA. Save up to 40% on tickets and fun cards during the 4th of July sale. Hurry, limited time offer. Restrictions apply.
Introducing Peacock, the new free streaming service from NBC Universal. It's hit movies, current shows, live sports, trending bits, and timeless hits. And that's why you can't not watch. Peacock. Watch for free, upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com. Law & Order SVU streaming now.
Thank you for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Now the conclusion of Frontier Gentlemen, starring John Daner, July 20th, 1958.
Soon as Clem gets back, I'm walking down to this Sherman. If I find those boys that Cole and Sylvester say they were with this afternoon, that's all I need to know.
You'll free them?
That's what I aim to do.
It was useless to argue with him. A few minutes later, his deputy Clem returned, and Sheriff Harper strode manfully out of his office. Driver and Clark left a moment afterward as they were beaten men and were going to the nearest saloon to get drunk. I decided to stay. I had to see what I knew was going to happen. A half an hour later, he came back. One look at the smile on his face told me all I needed to know.
Clem, unlock the cell.
Yes, sir, Mr. Harper.
Why, you found them?
Yeah.
Well, just as a matter of curiosity, Sheriff, if they were lying, would you have known it?
Yeah, I'd know it. That's why I'm sheriff. Come on out, boys.
You found them, huh, Sheriff? And they told you where we was?
I owe you gents an apology.
Oh, now, that ain't necessary, Sheriff. You were only doing your duty.
Well, it's mighty large of you to take it that way.
Fred, I guess we'll be on our way, huh?
Yeah. Oh, say, Mr. Kendall, that there's a right handsome watch you're wearing, Mr. Kendall. But I don't suppose you'd want to part with it. Well, so long. Real nice knowing you, Sheriff.
Yeah, so long, Sheriff. So long, Clem. So long.
He's the same one.
It's
I tell you, Sheriff.
Right, Kendall.
Now, wait a minute, Sheriff.
You take it easy.
He's the...
It's all
Mr.
right.
Harper. Mr. Harper, you know, I was just looking through these wanted posters that come in the morning mail.
Yeah?
Now there's one picture here. The fella's got a kind of familiar face. Here, you see?
Yeah. Jesse James, $5,000 reward for the capture of dead or alive.
Sheriff, Kendall, I remember where I seen that fella. He's Jesse James. That's who, Jesse James. But you hear what I'm saying? Jesse James.
Jesse James?
Mr. James just left, Sheriff. I don't think he'll be back. This time, Jesse James left Laramie for good, followed a day later by Sheriff Will Harper and his inestimable deputy, Clem. The irate citizens of Laramie gave them quite a send-off. As to how I recovered my $20 and Thad Clark at least a part of his gold is a story I shall telegraph next week.
Frontier Gentlemen was written, produced, and directed by Anthony Ellis and stars John Daner as J.B. Kendall. Featured in the cast were Ted DeCorsia, Harry Bartell, Lawrence Dobkin, Jack Moyles, Vic Perrin, and Stacey Harris. Join us again next week for another report from the Frontier Gentlemen. Bud Sewell speaking.
July 20th, 1958, The Frontier Gentlemen on Classic Radio Theater. Friends, Laura Leibowitz at the International Jack Benny Fan Club is conducting a fundraiser to purchase the Maxwell that Jack rode in many movies for the fan club. Now, the International Jack Benny Fan Club is a 501c3 not-for-profit. Your donations are tax-deductible. Help preserve a slice of Jack Benny history by going online to their website, jackbenny.org. That's jackbenny.org, and help preserve the real-life Maxwell. If you enjoy our Classic Radio Theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus Classic Radio Theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy.
Okay, parachutes ready.
Boy, the things I go through to get auto loan rates as low as 0.99% APR for 60 months on new vehicles with PenFed.
You are aware that you don't have to be a military member to save hundreds on your auto loan, aren't you? Anyone can join PenFed.
As someone terrified of heights, I probably should have looked into that.
Probably.
Drop me off at the shore.
PenFed Credit Union. Visit PenFed.org/autos or call 1-800-247-5626. Advertised rates available through the PenFed car buying service. To receive any advertised product, you must become a member of PenFed, insured by NCUA.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-470-8021. 800-470-8021. 800-470-8021. That's 800-470-8021.
Keep up with Team USA with gig speeds over Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Can your internet do that?
Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires gig internet and compatible gateway. Gig speed Wi-Fi is shareable across all devices. Actual speeds vary and are not guaranteed.
Xfinity, proud partner of Team USA.
Our U.S. Constitution is amazing. It's full of what's called negative rights, designed to protect us from the corrupt powers of a dictatorship.
Like our right to worship our own God, not some official state religion.
Our right to prevent the government from seizing our property without paying fair market value for it.
Or our right to be tried by a jury of our peers, people like us, not by some star tribunal.
And that's why America has become the richest, most just society in the world.
Other countries force so-called positive rights onto their citizens. These enable one group to take from another group their free speech, money, and choice by using government force. Socialists love wielding this power over people.
Sometimes we take our freedoms for granted, but we can lose our Bill of Rights and our Constitution and become like Venezuela or North Korea, failed, brutal socialist regimes.
We need your help to spread the good news about our amazing U.S. Constitution. Help us take back America. Go to ouramericanrights.com.
Brought to you by the American Media Council.
Ever wanted to break out of your cubicle and into a business where you can call the shots? You Break iFix is looking for passionate self-starters interested in a franchise opportunity in the booming electronics repair industry. At You Break iFix, we help reconnect people to the devices that they rely on so that they can get back to what matters most. This is a big responsibility, and from the moment you join our family, our franchisees are provided with the resources and support to bring affordable and convenient electronics repair to your community. Did we mention that with amazing partners like Samsung and Google, You Break iFix franchisees also have access to the highest quality parts and personalized training out there, as well as specialized tools? It's true. And it's also easy to visit youbreakifix.com/franchising and learn more about your big break at your very own You Break iFix.
Now on Classic Radio Theater, The Wind-Up, Part 5 of the 5-part Yours Truly Johnny Dollar story, The Star of Cape Town Matter. This was originally broadcast July 20th, 1956.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
This is Ben Stacy, partner.
Oh, hi, Stacy.
We'll be docking a day car in an hour or so now.
Yeah, I know.
Don't forget, I'm going to show you and Helen around the town.
Okay, I'll be ready.
Say, Dollar, that was a little excitement we had aboard ship last night, huh? That steward who fell overboard?
That's putting it politely.
Oh, what do you mean?
I think he got pushed.
Tonight, and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location at sea on the Southern Empress, en route Cape Town to Dakar. To the Home Office, Tri-Eastern Indemnity Associates. Assignment, The Star of Cape Town Matter. Expense account concluded. Item 12, 50 cents, room service on 2 aspirins. Right from the start, this whole deal had been a series of headaches. Headache 1, Andrew Forbes, international playboy and owner of the Star of Cape Town, insured for $150,000. Forbes was tossing that stone around like it was a cheap toy. He wound up murdered, the diamond missing. Forbes' probable killer, Julio Biak, was in a Cape Town jail at the moment, but his Confederate was still on the loose. The steward who could have told me who the Confederate was had been fished out of the drink, dead, last night. Now we were going ashore at Dakar, and whoever had that diamond could make it hard for me to find. It could be Stacy, the boy from the wide open spaces. It could be Helen, traveling companion to Agatha Forbes. And I knew if it did turn out to be Helen, it'd leave me kind of sick inside. Worst of all, it could be somebody I didn't even know about. Hence the aspirin. Stacy had asked us to meet him at the gangway at 10 o'clock, but he was nowhere in sight when I showed up. Pretty soon, Helen and Agatha Forbes came along.
Good morning, Johnny.
Hi, Helen. Miss Forbes.
Good morning, Mr. Dollar. Helen just told me about what happened last night. Somebody trying to seize her on deck. How dreadful.
Perhaps I shouldn't have told you, Miss Forbes.
No, I'm glad you did.
Anything happened during the night, Helen?
No, I kept my stateroom door locked.
Well, here you are. Sorry I'm late. I guess I overslept. You all ready?
Already.
Say, now, I'm mighty glad to see you with us, Miss Forbes. I was hoping you'd come.
I won't be going with you. I'm going to stay aboard and rest.
Oh, come on now, Miss Forbes. Do you good to let your hair down and frisk around a bit.
Really, Mr. Stacy, I assure you I don't feel like frisking around a bit. I'll see you when you get back.
Say, now, I guess I put my foot in my mouth talking that way. Oh, well, I usually do anyway. It's sure big enough.
Well, one thing I had to give Stacy credit for, he was a good guide. He threaded us through street after street in the native quarter of Dakar. Narrow passageways crowded with people in stalls where native hawkers were peddling all sorts of merchandise.
This is fascinating, isn't it?
Well, like I told you, Helen, Dakar's quite a place.
I love it.
I wonder if it isn't about time we started back to the ship.
Say, just a minute, Helen. I think there's a shop around here you'd be interested in. Silks, perfume, stuff like that. You interested?
Sure.
Well, let me get my bearings a minute.
You need more perfume?
Johnny, does it bother you that I still wear this perfume Andy Forbes gave me? If it does, I won't.
Yeah, the shop I had in mind is right down the street. Come on.
Stacy led us to the shop. Helen began trying on dresses and robes. This I didn't like. If she had the diamond, this was a golden opportunity to pass it along. But there wasn't much I could do about it. Then all of a sudden I realized that Stacy was nowhere in sight. I went outside and started along the street looking for him. Then I spotted a man following me, a native in a burnous. So I ducked down the next alley to shake him. But he didn't shake. Then I noticed that this was a blind alley. The native was closing in, and what he had in his hand looked strangely like a knife. Suddenly a door beside me opened.
Come on in, Dollar.
Stacy.
I said come on in.
A gun in front of me, a knife behind me. I guess I don't have much choice. So, you had your stooge steer me here.
I figured sooner or later you'd start looking for me, so I just thought I'd make it easy for you.
Well, thanks.
Stick around, Hassan. I may need you.
Very well.
Hassan's a pretty effective persuader, Dollar.
How jolly. So you're the boy I've been after, Stacy.
Correction. You're the boy I've been after, Dollar.
What are you talking about?
A diamond called the Star of Cape Town. Let's have it.
Oh, look, don't give me that routine. Forbes was knifed by your buddy Julio Biak in Cape Town. You killed the steward aboard ship to keep him from telling me it was you who sent the cablegram to Julio.
Right, boy, Dollar.
That should mean you've got the diamond.
Smarten up, boy. You think I'd have arranged this little reception for you if I already had the stone?
Wait a minute. You're the one who was doing all the room searching aboard ship?
I'm the one. Now let's have it.
I don't have it, Stacy, and I don't know where it is.
Oh, you got a real sense of humor, Dollar. So has Hassan. Why don't you show him, Hassan?
Very well. Oh. Hey, look, this isn't going to do you any good.
It's not going to do your face any good either, Hassan.
Hey, look, you...
Don't try it, Dollar. I guarantee you'll get yourself shot. Now, look. So you're a nice, brave boy, but you're being foolish. It's no good trying to snow me. I got it all figured out.
Just what have you got all figured out?
It isn't in her stateroom. It isn't in yours. I searched them both again this morning before we came ashore. That's why I was late.
You're talking about Helen?
Who else? That's why I steered her to that shop to try on dresses. The little lady who owns it is a friend of mine. She'd have found the diamond if Helen was carrying it.
Helen?
Yeah, Helen.
How do you know she had it?
Process of elimination, buddy. She was the only one with Forbes before Julio got to him. I've been watching you and Helen like a hawk, Dollar. There's only one time she could have given you the stone. That was during that tender little clinch on deck last night, right under my nose.
Right under?
What's the matter, Dollar?
Nothing. Yeah, what Stacy had just said popped the whole deal into place suddenly. Right under my nose. Right where it had been all the time.
I tell you what, Dollar, you got just 5 minutes to tell me where that diamond is. Hassan will be here with you, and he's going to start persuading again if you don't talk.
I had to get back to the ship somehow. That meant I'd have to do some fast talking. I looked at Hassan. I couldn't tell which was glittering more, his black eyes or the knife he held against my throat. One wrong word, and I knew he'd start carving. Hassan.
What do you want?
You come from the desert, don't you?
Why?
You're a long way from home. Ever get homesick?
What do you mean?
Oh, I was just thinking, with half the money from that diamond, you could buy yourself an oasis with all the trimmings.
Do not worry. Stacy will pay me well when we get the jewel.
Well, what's he giving you for this job? 3 goats and a new burnous?
$1.
Hey, easy with that knife. It's just that everybody who works for Stacy seems to wind up getting paid off the wrong way.
The wrong...
Take Julio Biak for one. The guy Stacy hired to get the diamond in the first place. He's roosting in the Cape Town jail right now.
You lie.
Oh, you can check on it. Then there's the steward who sent Stacy's message to Biak. He got shoved overboard. You can check on that, too. But, I'm sure a thing like that would never happen to you.
Go on, Dollar.
Okay. I know where the diamond is.
How do I know I can trust you?
You can come with me to get it.
I don't know.
At least he was thinking about it, and that's all I wanted. His eyes got that faraway look. That's what I was waiting for. I whipped my arm up and knocked his knife loose. I buried my fist in his midsection. He jackknifed. A rabbit punch finished him off. I dove for the wall just as Stacy came charging in.
What the...
I kicked the gun out of his hand and went to work. Stacy was rugged, but I finally made it. I got the Dakar police to put Stacy and Hassan on ice, patched up my face, and headed back to the ship. But there was something else hurting me a lot more than my face. Helen.
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
Where have you been? Your face, what happened?
Skip it. I have to hand it to you, Helen. That was a real Class A snow job you pulled on me.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. It was right under my nose all the time. The perfume Forbes gave to you. Now, where's the bottle?
Oh, on my dressing table,
Okay. Yeah, pretty fancy bottle. Solid base. Or maybe not so solid.
Johnny!
Uh-huh. In the base of the bottle.
Star of Cape Town.
I'll bet you're real surprised, aren't you?
Johnny, I didn't know it was there. I didn't have any idea. I swear it.
She's telling the truth, Mr. Dollar.
Miss Forbes.
Wow. Well, Agatha, that gun looks sort of out of character.
Perhaps. I won't hesitate to use it if necessary.
I don't understand.
It was cruel of Andrew and me to use you like this, Helen, but we saw no other alternative.
Wait a minute. You and your brother rigged this whole deal right from the beginning, didn't you? Sure. Sure, because you slipped yesterday, Agatha, when you told me you discussed your brother's party with him. But back in Cape Town, he told me it was a surprise party for you.
Johnny, I still...
Oh, it's simple, Helen. That bottle of perfume would have turned up missing when you got to New York. Agatha would have appropriated it. One big question, Agatha. Why all this?
Have you any idea what it means to see somebody drag the family name through the dirt time after time with his wild escapades? And have you any idea what those escapades cost?
Your brother was in debt, huh?
Terribly. We were pressed to the wall.
Well, why didn't you sell the diamond?
We were bound by the will not to. But arrangements were made with someone in New York. What we could get for the diamond, plus what we could collect from the insurance. It would be enough.
Oh, nice little scheme. But you didn't figure on Julio Biak trying for the diamond in Cape Town and killing your brother in the process.
No. First, I didn't know what to do. But it soon became clear that more than ever I had to go through with a plan. My brother's creditors began to make trouble right after his murder. The diamond, please.
Oh, now look. Don't you get it, Agatha? You're licked.
What do you mean?
You've done all this to protect the Forbes name.
Of course.
You failed. The story's out.
No. It's known only to the two of you.
How are you going to keep us from talking?
I'll do whatever is necessary.
Bribe us? Kill us? Sorry, neither one's going to work.
Mr. Dollar, do not force me...
You're trapped, Agatha. By the same thing that got you into all this, the Forbes name. Are you going to brand it with murder? No. No, I don't think you are. I don't think you could.
I don't know. Please, Mr. Dollar.
I'll take the gun, Agatha. Thanks.
Oh, Johnny.
It's okay, Helen.
I guess I have failed, haven't I? All the way.
Expense account item 13, $375.50. Transportation and incidentals from Dakar home. Expense account total, $1,283.60. I turned the diamond over to the authorities for safekeeping, and Agatha Forbes to face charges of fraud. Julio Biak and Ben Stacy were indicted for the murder of Andrew Forbes. Remarks about Agatha. I guess she did what she did because she thought the end justified the means, which is one of the oldest sucker traps of them all. About Helen? Well, now that she's no longer a suspect, could be I'm no longer building up to a big letdown with her. At least it hasn't come yet, and I'm still waiting. And the waiting is real pleasant. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a yacht that wasn't there and a man who wasn't there. They never were. But that's where I found them. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. It is written by Robert Reif and produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in this week's cast were Gene Tatum, Virginia Gregg, Harry Bartell, Chester Stratton, Marvin Miller, and D.J. Thompson. Musical supervision by Amerigo Marino. Be sure to join us on Monday night, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
July 20th, 1956, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, on Classic Radio Theater.
Ladies and gentlemen, make tomorrow your D-Day. Get an extra bond for defense. Step into any bank or post office and buy yourself a profitable share in America's future. As an investment, bonds are better than ever. They can help you save safely, conveniently, and profitably. So whether you already buy on the payroll savings plan where you work or the bond-a-month plan where you bank, get an extra bond for defense tomorrow.
And hope you won't wait until tomorrow to check us out at classicradio.stream. That's the webpage, classicradio.stream. There you can stream our Classic Radio Theater podcasts on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, and contact me, classicradio.stream. And if you would like to find our podcast, they're also available anywhere fine podcasts are served. The Apple Podcast app, the Google Podcast app, the iHeartRadio app, Spotify, Spreaker, anywhere fine podcasts are served. All you have to do is search for USA Classic Radio Theater. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Wyatt Cox. Do me a favor and thank this radio station. Support the advertisers. They're the ones who pay the bills to make this free. And tell a friend. Best favor you'll do them this week. Let them know the great radio shows are back. Classic Radio Theater here on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.
Buying a home can feel like navigating uncharted waters. Redfin agents can help. They'll answer your questions with honest advice so you know exactly what you're getting into. They'll also help you tour as many homes as you want and show you what it takes to make a winning offer. With a Redfin agent on your side, you can sail straight to your dream home. Local expertise from Redfin. That's real estate done right. Tour subject to property and agent availability. Virginia Office Falls Church, VA, 844-759-7732.
Welcome to Sweet Tea USA, where we know our sweet tea, and we like it sweet. Sweet in the morning to get you through the day, sweet in the evening to put a smile on your face. And McDonald's knows sweet tea, too. That's why you can get any size sweet tea for just $1. Plus, with insulated large cups, your drink stays cold longer. Here in Sweet Tea USA, everything is a little sweeter. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal as compared to prior large cup.